I'm in Kwale County myself, specifically at Swahili Beach Hotel. And of course, tonight is the eve of a major stakeholders conference on devolution that begins tomorrow, dubbed Celebrating Milestones and Confronting the Challenges. This, of course, is celebrating 1 year of devolution in this country. There have been challenges, there have been achievements, and what else should be done going forward. Of course, I have two guests here tonight. On my right is the chair of the Council of Governors in Bomet, Governor Isaac Ruto. And on my left is Professor Kithure Kindiki, who is the majority leader in the Senate, and also Tharaka Nithi Senator. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for making time for us tonight. And of course, on the big question tonight, we are asking county governments out of control. And I'll start putting that question to the man on my left, who is Professor Kindiki.
County governments are not out of control. They have no capacity to get out of control because the Constitution has very strict mechanisms for controlling every institution and every public officer. But there is a big concern from where I sit that unless some things are addressed, then we can lose the kind of advantages that would come with devolution.
What are these concerns? Specifics?
There are quite a number of concerns. The big concern is about accountability, and the gimmick being used that when we talk about accountability, you are attacking or killing devolution is something that we must confront and face. Because then if you say that you cannot ask questions about accountability, and that when reports, for example, come that suggest that there has been corruption, there has been misuse and wastage of public funds, and then you say, okay, fine, if you ask questions, then you're killing devolution. You know, that for me is a great challenge. Of course, the second issue is to do with the sizes of government. And we are saying, for 60 years, the national government of the Republic of Kenya acquired certain things that are not desirable in terms of the size of government and what goes into recurrent expenditure. Now, county governments are cleverly using the excuse that national government has existed in large quantities and using most of the resources for recurrent expenditure, yet we know that counties are new entities and they have a great opportunity of actually putting in place a new paradigm about government. You can have a small government which is service-oriented, less on costs, less on human resource, and that's why we are insisting for us, we will be very keen to ensure that we have the right approach. Other than that, we are happy. Okay. And we do appreciate the challenges that they are facing as first governors and first county governments.
Let me get your response to that, to what you're saying. Whether county governments are out of control.
The first question would be out of control of who? And who is supposed to control the county governments? County governments are not supposed to be controlled by the center. In fact, that is where the problem is. The understanding of what is it? Kenya is one indivisible sovereign nation whose sovereignty is exercised at two levels, at the national level and at the county level. That is pure constitution. We are expected then to work. We are distinct governments, but inseparable in that we are joined together, that we are interrelated, and we shall conduct our mutual business through discussions and consultations. That is the way it is. No center is supposed to control the other one. We are all operating within the constitutional confines. Therefore, talking about the counties being out of control clearly indicates someone wants to control the counties. They are not meant to be controlled. I also want to tell you that there is this thing they keep hyping about counties refusing accountability. I want to make it absolutely very clear that we are accountable and we will continue to be accountable. There is only some misunderstanding as to whether the Senate can actually be the one going through the 10 ministries in the counties of the 47 counties equal to 470 ministries. We are saying that Article 226 gives oversight over national institutions to the National Assembly. It gives accountability to the at the lower levels, at the county levels,
assemblies.
to the county assemblies. It includes the water expenditure. The Senate is given oversight over the division of revenue. They are not given the oversight over expenditure.
That is not true.
But they have the general view. But I don't want us to debate that issue because it is sub judice.
We are not touching on the subsidies part. Allow me, Hussein, to say two quick things. Number one, the moment you asked my brother here, the chairman of Council of Governors, about control, he went to the center. Okay?
Yes.
The control we are talking about is the control by the Constitution and the institutions that have been put in place by the Constitution to ensure that every organ and every public officer is under control. In fact, what the chairman of the Council of Governors has just revealed is that actually at the center of the acrimony we are seeing and the resistance for accountability we are seeing is a scheme which has been created actually by the leadership of the Council of Governors against, or rather in their relationship with the National Executive. And I want to encourage my brother, the chairman, to read the Constitution once more, Article 6.2. Yes, the two levels of government are distinct.
Yes.
Yes, they're interdependent. But they must operate within the framework of cooperation and consultation.
Yes.
Instead, through the leadership of the Council of Governors, we have seen competition and confrontation. And for me, that is a grave undermine to the constitutional order. And I'm not trying to say that things don't exist where county governments need to negotiate or talk to the national government about. But there is a summit that meets between the national executive and the county government.
They have cancelled the summit twice. They don't want us to meet.
That's fine. That's okay.
So what are we supposed to do?
So
I have requested the summit more than 3 times.
You know, let me tell you.
It has been scheduled 3 times.
Let me tell you.
And the last minute it is postponed.
My understanding of the law, Hussein, is that the summit must meet at least twice a year.
Yes. Why isn't it meeting?
If it doesn't meet, that is a breach of the law.
Yes.
So what the Council of Governors, through the chairman, should be telling us is that the law has been breached.
Yes.
Okay? And we need actually to ensure that the law is followed. Instead,
have you said that?
No, just
a
moment.
I have indeed, and I'm ready to say it now.
The chairman of the Council of Governors has used 99% of his time attacking William Ruto, the deputy president.
That is
that he does it. No.
Let him finish.
Let me just finish.
I'll give you time to
you have created animosity. And there are channels. You have a number of institutions under the Intergovernmental Relations Act to thrash out difficulties like those ones.
Okay.
But instead, he has personalized it. Even today's headlines are about how the president, how the deputy president is the threat.
I'm going to give him a chance to respond before
that is confrontation. It is not cooperation. It is not consultation.
Okay.
Yes, we have asked for a summit meeting in writing. It has been confirmed twice and cancelled twice without any explanation whatsoever. We arrive and we are told no, it's not on. No explanation. And this is the law. We are being forced to put this to the public domain because this my friend here seems to be having the brief to defend that arrangement, which is not privy to, because the summit does not include the Senate. It is us and the national government. Let me explain to you.
Let us give him time. You will respond.
Let me explain to you. We would like to consult and cooperate. And you see, but here it is that instead of that, the national government wants to rubbish all our activities instead of engaging us. And we have requested for this engagement. But they can find time to engage with others except the Council of Governors. Remember that the two levels are supposed to consult and cooperate.
Okay.
One level is not supposed to be talking down to the other one. No.
I'm going to come into the relationship between the center the county governments in a moment. He has said, he's talked about accountability.
Yes.
And this is something you've talked about before, and you said it was actually misrepresented by the Auditor General. The direct question to you is, have you been resistant to accountability, as he puts it?
Never. And let me tell you for clarity, I have no audit queries from the Auditor General. I don't have as Bomet. And in fact, the Controller of Budgets come out with the new reports. It clearly indicates, for example, that my county, we have invested 42% in development in the last 6 months. Notwithstanding the fact that we are setting up new structures, we've invested 42% of the money we've been given between July and December on development.
Okay.
Is it the same with the national government?
Senator, some of the things you want to question some governors that was summoned on accountability issues. What was the basis? Is the basis Auditor General's report?
Do I have an audit query from the Auditor General?
Let's not discuss individual counties. Let's discuss general principles. Let me say as follows. One, the Council of Governors have been telling Kenyans that the Senate has no role to call them. That's the first argument. And the Senate has no role in oversighting them. I would invite the chairman of the Council of Governors to read the following articles of the Constitution. One, Article 96, Part 3.
Yes.
That Senate will exercise oversight over resources allocated to counties.
And its expenditure,
that's number
does
one.
It include?
That's number one. Number two, the council chairman should read Article 125 of the Constitution.
I've read that one.
That when the Senate, through its committees, is exercising oversight or discharging its duties, it can summon any person. Now that, if the intention of Article 125 was to exclude governors from those summonses, it would have said any person except governors.
Okay.
Finally, no, let me finish. Finally,
we have to take a...
He's talking of Article 226 and he's misleading the public.
226.
226 talks about accounting officers. It just says that the accounting officer in an agency of the national government will report to National Assembly. The accounting officer in the county government will report to county assembly. The governor is not an accounting officer.
Okay.
So that the accounting officer in the counties is the one that shall report to the county assembly. Governors should report to senators and Article 96. They are not accounting officers.
Article 96 simply gives you oversight over the allocation of revenue.
No.
But it does not talk about the expenditure.
I have read the correct
the
correct wording
Yes, you've talked about
is oversight
Just a
over
moment.
resources allocated to
Why
counties.
does 226 refer to expenditure in both levels, both on the national and the county? Why doesn't 96 talk about the expenditure? And you talk about 125. Let me finish about 125. Let me finish about 125. 125 tells you can call anyone, but you cannot read, and you are a lawyer, you cannot read the Constitution in isolation. It must be in respect to your functions. What are your functions? Will you just start calling the people in the streets to come and explain to you what happened in Isiolo?
We have to stop it there for now. We're taking a short break. We're coming to you live from Kwale County at the Swahili Beach Hotel. Our big question tonight, we're asking, are county governments out of control? Keep your comments coming, 22422, and on Twitter, hashtag the big question. We'll be responding to your feedback in a short while. More to be covered, including other challenges that have been faced by the county governments, and our guests will be talking about that in a short while. And also, we'll be telling you the latest about what has happened in Mombasa County, where it has been confirmed that Sheikh Abubakar Makaburi has been killed. We'll be back after this break.
So